Hey everyone, welcome back to the Nice Guy Show. I'm Phil Torsivia here with my co-hosts and guests. I have Kathy, Michelle, and Melissa with me. If you love that song that's playing, please go down on the bottom of the Wazilla Media page and pick it up. It's called Come Again by Dodge and Fusky. It's a great song, and I appreciate those guys helping me out by letting me use that song. We were just talking about the restaurant business, and Melissa last year was involved in an interesting reality TV show. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
My brother Joey and I were approached to do a show for the Food Network called, well actually it wasn't for the Food Network, we were approached by a production company. We filmed a reality show all based on the opening of my new restaurant, and the Food Network bought it, and our first season aired last year, and we had some success with it. It was great because
it was awesome.
It was a lot of fun, a lot of fun, a lot of fighting, and a lot of none of it was made for TV. I mean, that's how we were.
It was great.
They had to edit it, actually.
Your brother's a character. I definitely got to get him on here. I love the guy.
My brother is a character. He would have been here today one of these days, but I don't know that he's gonna have to take off all of his chains because it might deflect too much light on camera.
Yeah.
Yep. So we're actually getting ready to start filming season 2, which is very, very exciting.
So is season 2 going to be about opening a different place, or
it is not? It's just going to be about, now that we're kind of in the groove of things, just kind of coming back and revisiting how we survived, if we survived, and watch us again. So during the show, my brother works with me, and we film 12 hours a day, 7 days a week.
What?
Wow.
For how long?
Wow.
For 7 weeks.
Oh my God.
Oh.
For 7 weeks, and then we do green screen once a week, and it's a lot of fun. But you forget, you always hear people say, "Oh, you forget the cameras are there after a while." And before you do it, you think, "How could you forget the cameras are there?" You do forget the cameras are there, and I'm telling you, sometimes, at the beginning you're trying to be on your best behavior, but weeks into it, you're just completely raw, and you're hoping that they edit that part out. So, which they never do.
No, of course not. Those are the best parts.
Exactly.
That's a lot of people don't realize when they have these reality TV shows, even like The Bachelor, they film probably 10 hours to get 10 minutes.
Right.
It really boils down. And then what they'll do is they'll take things out of context just to make it a little more, I don't know, crazy.
Spicy.
Yeah, spicy, fluffy.
Fluffy.
I like to say that it's manipulated reality. So the producers definitely have an idea about each episode, but they never tell my brother or I. So our reactions are always organic, but they definitely, plant things, and they sent me on speed dates and all sorts of crazy things, and they plant people that weren't really, they were actors, and my brother was involved in pranking me. But I never knew any of that. So my
You didn't know when he was pranking you? That was good. That was some of the funniest stuff. Your speed dating was funny too. We'll have to talk about that. When we get into relationships, we can talk about our speed dating experiences.
Was it good marketing for the restaurant? I mean, did you find that more people came in because of the show?
It was great marketing for the restaurant. That's actually the reason why I did it. I mean, I'm 40 years old. I probably shouldn't. My friends always tell me I shouldn't say how old I am, but I'm 40 years old, and I'm not really looking to be the next Food Network star. I did it strictly for the marketing. My brother did it for all the fame and glory because that's who he is, but I did it for the marketing. You can't pay for that type of marketing.
Right.
Oh, it's a big
network.
network.
So it was really great. Yeah.
It's huge.
And did they pay you to do it?
They did.
Oh, that's good.
Wow.
Win-win.
Yeah.
It is a
Definitely
win-win.
a win-win. I'm not paying you for this.
Well, I'm leaving. Calling my agent. Give me the phone.
I promise you I'll buy food. Lots of it. Speaking of food, so do you like to cook? You have to like to cook.
I love to cook.
Right. I mean, I grew up with it. As an Italian, I'm half Sicilian and half mainland. But, we were forced to learn to cook by the time we were 5 years old. The aunts put the apron on you and said, this is how you do it. So what's your favorite thing to cook?
God, what's my favorite thing to cook?
How about lasagna?
I don't like lasagna.
That's hard to cook.
Is
It's
it?
a lot of work. Yeah, that's a lot of work.
Maybe all the prep work. I like to make pasta, and I don't eat a lot of pasta, but I like to make it because you can just be so creative with it, and I don't like to follow recipes. So I'm terrible at the grill. So anything in the saute, or I make a great pizza.
Nice.
But I love to make pasta, different kinds of pastas, and I like to make homemade pasta, like ravioli and gnocchi.
Those are the best. Oh, gnocchi. Oh, I love
My
gnocchi.
grandmother taught me how to do that, and
Oh,
So I love to do that.
Yeah, we used to do that as a family, where you could just,
Split out.
Yeah.
I love it.
And the fork, you spin it with the fork and everything.
Exactly.
You don't know anything about this, right?
But I love gnocchi.
We're gonna have it. It's
You know
gnocchi.
what? She should come
Let's
to
have
the
a gnocchi.
restaurant.
We should have a gnocchi night.
I think we should do that.
Gnocchi and meatballs.
A gnocchi night. We can
Gnocchi
call
Is
it
it
night.
gnocchi
possible?
night.
Is it
Yeah,
possible
yeah.
to make it whole wheat or whole grain?
Yes.
No, gluten-free.
How do you do? Yeah, that too.
We can do all of that, but it wouldn't be as good.
Right.
No, come on. You just have to live a little. When you go to Italy, people are very, very thin. Would you agree?
Yes.
Yeah.
Very thin,
Amazingly
very in shape,
thin,
and
yeah.
they don't eat whole wheat, and they're not gluten-free, and they're not vegetarian. They're just living life.
But their grains are better over there.
Their grains are better. Well, their diet is better, but the key, I think, is that they exercise a lot. And I don't mean they go to the gym and they don't run, well, I'm sure they do run marathons, but in general, they just walk around everywhere. They walk upstairs, they walk places, and that's really important.
And they seem to spread their meals out, too. When I was there, they're eating dinner at 9, 10 o'clock at night.
They are, but that's a lighter dinner.
Right.
Their
It was
big,
all
big
light.
meal is at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and then they walk.
Right.
So we should do that. We should start a movement here.
That's not a bad idea. It's too Americanized. We're too into
I
the
know.
fast food thing, quick, burrito, whatever around here. It's just crazy.
It's funny that you say that because it drives me crazy when people come into the restaurant and they say this as they're entering the door of a sit-down full-service restaurant. We're in a hurry. We have to leave here in 20 minutes. When you do that, I'm thinking, go to McDonald's. You're going to leave here in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I can't. Good food takes time to prepare.
Right.
Absolutely.
And
Especially
eat and
fresh.
enjoy.
And
People need
enjoy.
to calm down.
Oh,
I
yeah.
tell them you can have a salad and you have to pay now and you have to shovel it in. I don't know how good
what
that
fun
would
is
be.
that?
I know.
That was funny. But my father and my uncles, of course, they cook different than the mother and the grandmother and the aunts. And I always think back about my father's specialty was fried pepperoni with eggs. So he would in the morning he would get the old pepperoni stick and he would dice it up, throw it in the frying pan, get the orange oil going, and then throw the eggs on top of that. And it was awesome.
Delicious.
That and his big thing too was the peppers. I don't know if your family got into that.
The
where
pepperoncini?
No. He would get the I think they're Norwegian peppers. I mean the green ones
really
about that long and thin, and they would string them all up, right? And they would hang them down where the furnace was, and this way they would dry out. So you'd go down to the furnace room and there'd be like 15, 20 strings of peppers hanging. And whenever we had the family over, he would go down, get the ones that were red and purple and all dried up.
Yeah.
It's kind of what they make the red pepper flakes out of that you put on pizza, right? So he would get those and flash fry them in olive oil in a frying pan, and throw a bunch of salt on them and throw them out on the table for the family to eat. And so you'd have bread and butter and the peppers. And of course, we're kids. We want to try. We want to eat it. And they would every time they would pull this on us. It'd be like, "Pop, can you find me a pepper that's not too hot?" Sure. And he would, they would eat them like potato chips because they were numb from here down. So they would just pick it up, take a bite. Yeah, this one's good. And then stupid kids, we didn't know. Take it, throw it on a piece of bread with a lot of butter, one bite, and it'd be screaming and crying for the milk.
Sweating profusely.
Yeah, but
We eat those.
you eat those?
Yeah, and
I
they
love
do
them.
actually, after you flash fry them and you do that, they almost have a consistency of a chip. They're very,
yeah.
they no longer taste like, they taste like a pepper, but their texture's different.
Yeah.
I love those.
Oh, they're amazing.
But when you're cooking them, I don't know if you remember this when you were little, if you were too close while he was cooking them, you couldn't breathe. It was like getting pepper spray.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's brutal. Well, even even when they were in the bowl, sometimes you'd be like, "Well, I'm not even going to touch those." And the other thing you couldn't do is after you've eaten them, don't touch anything on your face or around your eyes, or
Are you Calabrian? Is that the part of the mainland where your
My
family's
mother was from Foggia.
Okay.
So I'm not even.
That's
I've been
not
to
too far
Italy
away.
twice, and I'm not really sure exactly where. But my father's family's from Sicily. So
What part of Sicily?
I think it was near Palermo.
That's where my father's from, right outside of Palermo, Bagheria.
They're probably butterias. They were buddies.
You might be related.
We could no. That would suck.
That would. No, because in Sicily you can do that.
Okay, it's all right there. Well, let's talk about Italy. Have you been back to Italy? Have either of you been to Italy? Have you? Oh, you've been there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have as well. My family's Italian.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where's your family from?
Northern Italian. I can't remember. My grandmother was like off the boat Italian, so
Okay.
but I can't remember what town she grew up in or came from.
Ah,
but they
you have
land.
to go back.
I know.
Yeah.
I've done the Amalfi Coast and like Rome and Assisi and Florence and Naples and that whole shebang. But
And where were you?
Rome and Florence.
Okay.
Florence was just dreamy.
Yeah.
So
It's
beautiful.
It's beautiful.
You didn't make it to Venice?
Uh-uh.
Venice
It was a short
was
trip.
pretty amazing. I want to see. Have you been to Lake Como?
Yes.
What's that like?
Gorgeous.
It's got to be, right?
Gorgeous. I want to go, though, and see George Clooney.
Yeah, I was going to say, isn't that where Clooney's place is?
I think it's probably better with George Clooney.
Yeah, you and about 4 billion other women, right?
Well, we can have a tour. We can go.
Because he's got nothing to do.
He's got nothing. We'll go on his boat. And
Wow. Yeah, Italy is great. I recommend, though, whenever my friends ask me about going there, I recommend that they take a tour. I know a lot of people say, no, I want to be on my own. I want to be able to, go adventure and find things on my own. The reason you want to take a tour in Italy is because the tour guides have inns.
Right.
And they know, especially, the bus driver, too, they know where to park, how to get you in the right places at the right time, get you in and out. So even like when we got in to see the Sistine Chapel, normally you can't talk in there, no pictures, but our guide got us in there before the rest of the people, the rest of the tourists got in. So it was really cool because the guide was able to walk up to each individual mural and say, this is this represents that, and it was just fascinating. Just highly
I think if
recommend
it's your first time there and you don't speak the language, you definitely need to take a tour.
For sure.
For sure. And then when you go back a second or third time,
then
you can kind of go off the beaten path. And because that's where the most adventure is. You get in a car or a train and you just stop along the way. That's what I love. But I speak the language. I've been there so many times. I know what I'm doing. But if you're an American or a foreigner anywhere else and you don't speak the language, that's the way to go. I think I would recommend that.
For sure. Yeah. I'm anxious to go back. I can't wait. I think it'd be fun.
wait.
Well, how long ago were you guys there? Was it recent?
89.
Oh, okay.
Long time ago.
When was I there? 95
1995. Yeah, that's a
or
while
97.
ago. Yeah.
Still, a long time.
What about down in, was it Positano?
Positano's beautiful, the Amalfi Coast.
Yes.
Oh, I
over
love
there.
the Amalfi Coast.
Yeah, it's beautiful. My mother's family is from the Amalfi Coast.
Oh, okay.
So my father's from Sicily. My mother's family is from the Amalfi Coast.
That was gorgeous. Yeah, we got to eat out on the beach there. It was just
Gorgeous.
amazing. God,
They know
so
how to
beautiful.
live life.
They sure do.
Don't they? They know
They
how
sure
to
do.
live life there.
There's not enough baseball there for me to want to go there. I could go visit.
You
Totally.
can't give up baseball. Well, you can
I
watch
like
baseball on
baseball.
TV. You can't
Well, I want
give
to
that
play
up.
it. It's not a matter of. It's
You
not a
can
matter
find
of.
somebody that'll play baseball.
Play
Italians have
stickball.
bats.
Yeah.
They just need.
They
They
just
just
beat each
normally
other
not
with them.
hitting balls with them.
All right, we come back next segment. We're going to take the cologne challenge. I'm going to have men's cologne tested by the girls and see which one they like just in time for Valentine's Day. Be right back.